Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? My name is Pablo and I'm a car addict. Thank you for joining me again on a video. So just got back with my wife from a trip out in Phoenix, Arizona, and I drove a BMW X3M competition for about a week. And I wanted to bring you guys a video of what I thought about that car, how it felt, how it performed, all that good stuff. And in comparison to the SRT, because I know that at least for me, you know, the X3M, the X6M, and X5M in my mind are not replacements but competitors for the SRT and for the Trackhawk. So I'm happy that and there's an X3M right now. I was happy to you know, be able to drive it and to, you know, really give it a good go. Let me get three things right off the bat clear. The X3M is faster, the X3M handles better, and the X3M brakes better than the SRT, 100%. Can't speak for the Trackhawk because I've never driven a Trackhawk, but the BMW X3M competition is absolutely faster than the SRT, absolutely handles a lot better, I would say, than the SRT. And the braking is phenomenal. The car itself it's a very high performing SUV. It's not an SUV that's made for comfort or made for long drives or made for chilling. It's a performance based car, which makes sense because all of BMW M is like that. So I kind of expected something a little bit more comfortable, and that's my next point. The X3M was very uncomfortable to drive. I drove it in Phoenix, which has substantially better roads than New York City, and it was still stiff. It was still bumpy. It was still crashing over things. Was not comfortable at all to drive. And one thing that really annoyed me was the seat. You know, the seat is made for, I would say, trimmer, thinner guys or girls that just need to kind of fit into like a bucket shape. And the seats were very uncomfortable for me. And the most uncomfortable thing was that the left thigh bolster on the seat was almost like raising my left thigh a little bit, which was kind of messing up the angle of how I was sitting, and it made my left leg go numb a couple of times when I spent like some time in the car driving it. So that was really annoying. I had to consciously like really spread my leg to the left, and I was hitting against the side of the door. And it just wasn't comfortable, honestly. It wasn't comfortable. I think BMW could have done a way better job at making the car drive comfortably and be more, you know, driver friendly and more comfort friendly. And that's where the SRT for me wins tremendously. I get in the car, I'm able to spread my legs, be comfortable, you know, put my knee up over here on the left if I need to. Like, I'm just able to spread, be comfortable, drive the car as I wish. And know that I'm gonna just, you know, get out of the car and not have to like stretch my legs or literally like stretch my freaking thighs because I'm uncomfortable from driving it. With that being said, again, I'll repeat, you know, the X3M handles like a sports car. It's really awesome. It's pretty phenomenal. I spent a couple of days driving in the, I guess you would call it, the mountains of Arizona by Apache Junction. It's a really beautiful scenic drive. And I took turns at, you know, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour in a desert mountain landscape. You know, the driving experience was out of this world, and the car really performed amazingly. I do think in that situation, the SRT would have been a little heavier. It would have been a little heavier. It, you know, wouldn't have been as nimble. And I think that BMW did an amazing job at making the car go really fast, stop really fast, and handle like a sports car. I would imagine that that's how like a modern day M3 feels, when it's just like it handles on rails. It's super, like I felt close to no body roll, and I was going pretty quickly on purpose just to see how the car performed. That car was on Michelin Pilot Sport All Seasons, which obviously is a very, very good tire. And, you know, the handling blew me away. I'm like, damn, this car really, really handles well. It brakes also amazing. Like, I had to, actually had like a pretty close emergency on the highway where I was going really quickly. I was doing, like, I don't even want to mention it, but I was going way above the speed limit, unfortunately. And somebody switched into my lane going, also very, very quickly. And I had to really get on the brakes, and the car just completely stopped. It was awesome. I was, like, I came down like maybe 30 or 40 miles an hour in like a split second. It was very, very grippy brakes, very good, strong brakes. So that is, like, I feel like the SRT, I mean, again, I can't speak for the Trackhawk, but I feel like the SRT, the brakes take a second kind of to grab. And, the brakes are also very awesome on this car, but they do take a second to grab and slow the car down. And that could be troublesome when, maybe you're on the highway going really quickly, or like maybe you missed a stop sign and you have to stomp on the brakes. I felt more confident in the X3M in terms of going quickly and knowing that I could get on the brakes to, maneuver how I had to. Another thing that I noticed on the X3M, which really annoyed me, was the infotainment system. BMW uses like that little iDrive ball on the bottom of the shifter, and there's just so many freaking controls, man. There's just so much. Like, I had to sit with the car for like 20 minutes before driving it just to get familiar with like what I would need, like a map or the radio or the climate controls. Like, it's just unnecessarily complicated, unnecessarily like cluttered. I feel like that whole infotainment system, there's like 6 controls down by the shifter. There's like mad buttons. There's so many buttons. You have to like roll into something and then click it down, and then it's just really annoying. I'm more of a guy that likes to have an easy thing to operate, and for me the SRT is far superior in terms of ease of use. Like, like, I'm able to get into the car. I know where the AC controls are. I know where the radio controls are. A couple of clicks and I'm done. Here, here with the BMW, like, you have to like, like while you're driving too, which is stupid. You're literally asking for these people to crash. You have to like grab the thing. You have to click up once, then click it down, then roll it around a couple of times, and then click it down. And it's just annoying. It takes like many steps to do what you need the car to do in terms of the infotainment and all the controls. So that, that was annoying. Another thing that I think, at least when I was in Arizona, was a problem. The AC was not blowing. Oh shit. Talk about stepping on brakes. Give me 1 second. Of course, you have the unpredictable car just pulled over in New York City all the time. Ay. That's so dangerous, man. All right. I should get a little pull in here now. All right, so back to regular programming. So what I was saying was that the AC on the X3M, I had to put it up to like the last setting. It was always blowing really hard, and I never got the level of cooling that I needed. I mean, granted, it was about, I was driving on those days, it was an average about 110 degrees. Like in the morning time, it would wake up at like 90 degrees, and it would go up to like maximum 115. It was very, very hot. So that maybe had something to do with it, I would imagine, because, I'm asking a machine to do something like really extraordinary in like one of the hottest places in the world, I would imagine. So that wasn't great. I feel like the SRT's air conditioning, heating is like always really good. It's always really cold, and it's always really hot. And I mean, the car now has 14,700 miles. That probably has something to do with it. And the X3M that I drove had like 45,000 miles. So, maybe it needs a servicing, maybe not, just something to observe. What else? Yeah, so one thing that really, I'm super spoiled by the SRT in this regard. One thing that I hated was the exhaust note. Like, it sounds like shit, quite honestly. It sounds cheap, it sounds tinny. it sounds just not good. It doesn't sound good. The X3M competition, BMW did a really shitty job. They have a lot of technology. They could have maybe done that, like, you know, exhaust sound through the speakers thing that they did on the old M3s that I had, one of them. The car sounds like shit, you know. It's I think it's a 3-liter inline-6 bi-turbo or something like that. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but the car sounds terrible. The startup sounds like cheap. The acceleration, you don't really hear it, you know. And again, you know, I'm driving a 6.4-liter naturally aspirated V8, which 9 out of 10 times, just on its own, is going to sound better. But yeah, the exhaust sound and the engine pops and stuff like that, a lot left to be desired. Like, you know, it's just not, it's not worth it to me, honestly. You know, I like to kind of hear the car, feel the car, kind of be in unison with the car, and it just wasn't that kind of car. Like, it's really fast and it handles really well, and the handling is very engaging, that I can say. But something about the exhaust note just feels detached, like, doesn't do it for me. It doesn't complete the package of like a car that I would want to own. And I would venture, I would really want to drive an X6M or an X5M. I don't care for the competition models or not, but at least driving the X5M or X6M just to see how they sound. I think that one is a 4.4-liter V8 B-turbo, 4.4-liter V8 bi-turbo, B-turbo, same thing, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's that engine, which, you know, it probably sounds better at least, but I don't know, man. BMW, you know, BMW, I feel like after the E46 M3 and the E39 M5, like, kind of lost their way with you know, making these M cars and just focusing on performance and technology, and, like, you know, I just feel like the exhaust note has a lot left to be desired. Even on these new M3s that I hear around, like, where I live, like, they sound like shit. They don't sound good. And then you have, you know, an SRT, a Trackhawk, or a Hellcat, or all these other crazy, you know, Mopar cars that just sound phenomenal. And so do Mercedes-Benz. The AMGs sound amazing. Like, why can't BMW do that? They have the same level of technology, research, engineers. Like, I don't understand why they're skimping on the exhaust sound. And for a car guy like me, and probably a lot of guys and girls that are listening to the video, that's important, because you want to, you know, you want to feel, you want to hear the car that you're driving. But yeah, that was not something that was enjoyable for me. So yeah, that's my rant about the X3M competition. It was a 2022 BMW. Like I said, 3 things off the bat: definitely faster than the JEEP SRT. It definitely handles better, and it definitely brakes better. But the SRT is way more comfortable, sounds a hell of a lot better, and for me is just overall the better car. It's the better car, and I really think that comes down to the level of comfort that I feel driving a big V8 beast. I know that I can put my wife in here, put the dog, pack up the trunk. You know, the X3M's trunk is probably a quarter of the size smaller, which is troublesome for me, at least. I want to have that space. But, you know, I think that the X3M would be a car for somebody who's looking for pure performance, pure handling, is okay with new tech, and likes new technology, and likes, you know, the fact that there's so many controls to go through and whatever, and somebody who's willing to sacrifice comfort for performance. I think that would be the good. I think that car is a little bit niche in that sense, that it gives so much performance, but it takes away from the comfort of the car, both inside while you're driving it, and also on the street when you're going over bumps and you're going just kind of through the roads. You know, you feel everything. Even in comfort mode, you feel all the cracks on the road. And for me, that was a little bit annoying, because I just, you know, I want to chill. I want to chill and drive a cool ass car. I'm past the point of being uncomfortable in the cars that I drive. So I think that that will be the car for somebody who's like really performance based and oriented and doesn't care that it sacrifices some of the comfort that, you know, that like, you know, you would have if you had another different car or a bigger car. With that being said, definitely don't want to knock the X3M. I think it's a phenomenal vehicle. I think it handles like a small sports car, which is just kind of mind-boggling to me because it is a bigger SUV. It's a good car. It's a good car. Would I replace it for, you know, would I sell the SRT in order to get an X3M? I would not. Like, hell no. It's a hell no. I wouldn't even consider it. So yeah, guys, that's my thought on the X3M. Any questions, comments, concerns? If you made it this far, smash up those like buttons for me. Drop me a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I hope you guys found this video useful, informative, good to listen to. Just drop me any comment whatsoever. I really want to bring you guys content that brings you guys value and that you enjoy watching. All right, guys, take care. Peace out. Stay safe driving and live life to the fullest. All right, guys, take care.